Alvar Tirubigade Sharanam, Emberamanar Tirubigade Sharanam, Jiyar Tirubigade Sharanam, Jiyar Tirubigade Sharanam, Srishailesha Dayapatram, dhEvathAnthara, Nitendra Prahamayan Sada, Tadayatat Sattadim, Ramananja Munim Bhaje, Lakshminatha Samarambham, Nathayamanamadyamam, Astada Acharya Paryantam, Vande Guru Parampara. Yonatyamachutapadambuje, Varukva Vyamokhatastaditarani Tranaya Mene, Asasguru, Bhagavatos Daika Sindhoho, Ramanujasya Charano, Sharanam Prapadye, Mata Pita Yote Stanaya, Bhuti Sarvam Yadeva Nemen Madanmayana, Adyasya Nikulapate, Pradabhiram, Srimad Kalandri Pradamami Mahatapaya Pathanata Shri Bhakti Sara Prashekara Yoguma, Bhaktangri Renu Parapale Tindra Srimad Parana Vishamam Pradasosmi Vidyam. மாயனை வந்து வடமதுரை மைந்தனை தூய பெருநீரை துறைவரை ஆயர்குலத்திலே தோன்றும் மணி விளக்கை ஆயர்குலர் விளக்கம் செய்த தாமோதரனை தூயோமாய் வந்து நாம் தூமலர் தூவி தொழுது வாயினால் பாடி மனத்தினால் சிந்திக்க ஓயபழியும் புகுதருவான் என்னும் ஈனின் தூசாகும் செப்பேலூர் என்பாய். We are in Ranganath Mandir in Vrindavan Kshetram. Today is Adi Masam, Uttarada Nakshatram, the Trinakshatram for Alavanda, Yamunacharya. Very auspicious occasion. Also today is Vyasa Purnima, Guru Purnima. Throughout Bharatadesham, this Guru Purnima is celebrated very nicely, honoring the acharyas, gurus. Although in our Dakshina Bharatam, in Tamil Desham, this Guru Purnima is not that popular. It is not celebrated, especially in our SrIvaishNavas Sampradayam. It is not celebrated in much detail here. But throughout Bharatadesham, this Guru Purnima is celebrated today. In our SrIvaishnava Sampradayam, the concept here is we celebrate acharyas Tirunakshatram and Tirtham. That is the responsibility, duty of a disciple, Shishya. There are many duties for a Shishya, but mainly the Tirunakshatram and Tirtham must be celebrated as Utsavam, as festival. Tirunakshatram and Tirtham of the Acharya. Tirunakshatram is the birthday. Tirtham is the day ascending to Paramapadam. So that will be celebrated after Acharya ascends to Paramapadam. But until then, Tirunakshatram will be celebrated by the Shishyas. So that Tirunakshatram is when the Acharya was born in this world. That particular day and star, that will be considered, month and star will be considered, and it will be celebrated according to the Tamil calendar or Sanskrita Sauramana, basically. That is the way we celebrate it. So because we celebrate the Acharya's Tirunakshatram on that Tirunakshatram day, there is no separate celebration on Guru Purnima. Also, we celebrate the Tirunakshatram of all the Acharyas on their appearance days, on their birthdays. So, that is why in our SrIvaishnava Sampradaya, there is no specific celebration on Guru Purnima. In any case, it is a day to remember and honor our Acharyas, and we have to do it every day anyway. That also we do in our Sampradayam. Every day we recite the Taniyan Shlokam glorifying Acharya. We remember the favors, upakaram done by the Acharya to us, and we recite his glories, we think about his glories. So we do that every day. So that is something to see in our Sampradaya. So on this auspicious occasion, we happen to be here in Vrindavana Kshetram, which is a very dear Kshetram, Dividesham, for both Bhagavan and Bhagavatas. And we are happy to have such a nice satsangam here, with many of you joining here in this wonderful moment. So Adiyan thought of sharing a very important topic while we are here. In our Sampradayam, 3 things are to be compulsorily avoided by all SrIvaishnavas. So today I am going to share a little bit of information about these three things. We often say Antara. Antara means other in general. So we say we should avoid, we means here our Purvacharyas, they say that we should avoid dhEvathAnthara, and then we should avoid upAyAnthara, and we should avoid prayOjanAnthara. So these three things we must avoid. As SrIvaishNavas, we should not have any engagement with these three antaras. That is devatantaras, upAyAnthara, prayOjanAnthara. So we'll just see about this particular aspect. Very important concept. Every Sri Vaishnava must know this and must practically follow this. It is not just theoretical. It is not just okay. Let's just learn this, but we move on with our routine activities. It is not like that. This is very very important. If we are to be identified as a Sri Vaishnava, we must avoid these three things. First of all, we will start with devatantaras. See, devata means divine personality. For example, celestial beings, Brahma, Rudra, Indra, they are all known as devatas in general. But the, the term devata really means Bhagavan Sriman Narayana only. Because he is the real one to be glorified, one to be worshipped. This Deva, the term Deva, has many, many meanings. That is, it has meanings like divinity, um, radiance, luster, tejas, and then Deva means playing. So lots of meanings are there, and all of these are very suitable for Bhagavan Sriman Narayana only perfectly. So Bhagavan is the Devata, and anyone else, anyone else, any other person who has got some divinity, that divinity is because of Bhagavan's mercy. Sriman Narayana's mercy makes others devatas. For example, Rudra is a devata, Brahma is a devata. How does how do they become devatas? It is because of Bhagavan's compassion, Bhagavan's mercy towards all the people, that according to their nature, sattva gunam or rajo gunam or tamo gunam, they should have some divine personality whom they can depend upon, whom they can worship, and they can grow and mature spiritually. For that, Bhagavan is providing many, many Anya Devatas, other Devatas. Among these people, those who are in the Sattva Gunam, those who are in the Gunam, which is for uh, noble nature, very calm tendency, very peaceful nature. So that is an outcome of Sattva Gunam. So for those who are in that Sattva Gunam, worshipable Devata is Bhagavan only, Sriman Narayana only. They should not worship anyone else. But those who are in Rajo Gunam, passion, those who are in Tamo Gunam, ignorance, dullness, they can worship other Devatas because their nature fits the nature of the Devata they worship. Because these Devatas also have mixture of Sattvagunam, Rajogunam and Tamogunam, but their Rajogunam or Tamogunam will be more depending on which Devata it is. In Bhagavan, Sriman Narayana, there is Shuddha Sattvagunam, pure Sattvagunam. There is no mixture of Rajogunam and Tamogunam. So for those who are aiming for very pure nature, very undisturbed mind, for them, Bhagavan Sriman Narayana, who is in Shuddha Sattvam, that Bhagavan is the only goal. But for others, depending on their nature, they will naturally tend to bend towards, lean towards a particular Devata. And at that time, those Devatas should exist for their nature. So Bhagavan creates all of these Devatas, starting with Brahma. Brahma is created from Bhagavan's Nabi, that is his divine navel, from the lotus which sprouts out of the navel. From Brahma, Rudra comes. Brahma's son is Rudra. Rudra's son is Skanda. And then there are many other devatas, Prajapatis, different devatas are there. 33 devatas generally very well known. Dwadasha Adityas, Ekadasha Rudras, Ashta Vasus, and then Ashwini Devas. So 33 devatas are well known in our Vedika Sampradayas. So these devatas, they are specifically meant, other devatas, Anya devatas are meant for those who are in Rajogunam and Tamogunam, and those who want to be like that. See, we also have Rajogunam and Tamogunam. It is not that we are in Shuddha Sattvam now, but we don't want to stay in the same level. We want to improve and we want to eliminate our Rajogunam and Tamogunam. So our goal should be towards Sriman Narayana only as Sri Vaishnavas. And once we understand this, we will not associate with any other devata. Anya devata worship, Anya devata relationship should be completely avoided. So this is the first thing to be avoided. And it is the most important thing also, because for one to be called as Sri Vaishnava, the identity itself is not worshipping other devatas and having full faith in Sriman Narayana. So that is the definition. Who is a Sri Vaishnava? That first definition, primary definition is one who is exclusively devoted to Sriman Narayana and one who is not associated with any other devata for any other reason. There should be no excuse for this. Oh, I can be, for this reason I go to this devata, but I have faith in Sriman Narayana as the Supreme. But I will just go and have darshan of this devata, and I see Vishnu in this devata, I see Narayana in this devata also. Those kind of excuses are not accepted in our sampradaya. In our sampradaya, purity is very important. So we have to completely eliminate other devatas. The only exception is there, which is as per Vaidika Vidhi, as per our Varna, our Ashrama, we have to perform certain Vaidika rituals. In those rituals, there will be invocation of devatas like Surya, Varuna, Vayu, Indra, all of those will be there. Those have to be done as Bhagavad Agnya. That Agnya is very important. Bhagavan has ordained as a Brahmana, you have to do these particular rituals on a daily basis. Nitya karma, Naimitika karma. Only these two, not Kamya karma. Even these karma also in the three classification, Nitya karma, Naimitika karma, Kamya karma. We have to do Nitya karma and Naimitika karma. Kamya karma we must avoid. So as part of Nitya karma and Naimitika karma, there will be involvement of other devatas. Now, when we engage in those activities, we only focus on Antaryami Bhagavan. We don't see the external devata. We see the Antaryami Bhagavan of the devata. If we are saying Agnishta, Mamanyashta, Manipatayashta, Manipatebhyaha in our Sandhyavandanam, we say. So, when we say Agni, it is only Sriman Narayana. We are only focusing on Sriman Narayana, not just the Agni form. Agni is just external manifestation of Bhagavan. Everything is his form. Everything, whatever we see, everything is his form only. In that, there are certain worshipable forms. We don't go and worship everything. This chair also has Bhagavan in it. This laptop also has Bhagavan in it. Phone also has Bhagavan in it. Floor also has Bhagavan. Door, everything has. Whatever we can see, there is Bhagavan inside that material. But we don't go and fall down at everything's feet, because some people will say, no, I see Bhagavan is everywhere. So why not worship in Shiva form? Why not worship in Skanda form? Then, if they say that, do they worship in every step? Because every step is some form of Bhagavan. So if they cannot take any other step, they have to fall down, do Dandavat pranams, like they do the Dandavat parikrama, some people do. So like that, they have to live the whole life doing parikrama or doing Dandavats only for everything they see. So that is also not accepted. So as part of our Vaidika responsibility, there are certain rituals which we have to do. Those rituals we do with the intention of fulfilling Bhagavan's will, Bhagavan's order as our duty. And at that time also we look at the Antaryami only. So in this manner, devatantarams must be completely avoided. Actually, there is a question in our Purvacharyas history. One person goes to Nambildai, Kalivairi Das Swami, Kalivairi Swami. If they go and ask, you are saying that we should not worship devatantaras, but every day you are doing Sandhya Vandana, you are doing some yajnas, you are worshipping other devatas in that. We are worshipping in that. How can we do that? For that, Kalivari Swami gives very beautiful answer. We have fire in our kitchen. We have fire in the crematorium. Both are fire only. But when it comes to Vaidika rituals, where do we take fire from? From our kitchen only. We don't go and take it from crematorium. So, the same devatas are present in Vaidika rituals. The same devata is present in just our own desires. When we want to get something materialistic, we go and some people go and pray to devatas. So those type of devatas we don't worship, but the same devatas who are present in Vaidika rituals, we offer worship to Sriman Narayana through that particular devata. So that is the example given by Kalivari Swami. So this is devatanthara, which is to be avoided completely. That is the first thing to avoid. Second antara to avoid is upAyAnthara. In our Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya, upayam means the way to attain something, some goal. So for us, the goal is Bhagavan only. That is what we are going to see in the next topic. But now we have to know that the goal is Bhagavan. Now, attaining that Bhagavan, how do we attain that Bhagavan? For that, upayam is needed. Some way, some means is required. What are the means to attain Bhagavan? What are the ways to attain Bhagavan? Shastram identifies many upayams. Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Trinama Sankirtana, Dividesha Vasa, and then making garlands and submitting to Bhagavan, and then Avatara Rahasya Jnanam, Purushottama Vidya. So many are, and then acharyas have shown that all of these upayams, whatever upayam we have seen, Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, all of these upayams, they are all contrary to our Jivatma Swarupa. As Jivatma, we are all completely dependent on Bhagavan. That is our true nature. Bhagavan is supremely independent. All the Atmas are totally dependent on Bhagavan. So when a person is dependent, then that person cannot exercise his own will, independence to accomplish something. He has to go with the help of the one who is his superior, whom he is obedient towards. So as we are all totally dependent towards Bhagavan, we must depend on him to get delivered, to get liberated. So we cannot do anything on our own. That is the main reason. Because some people may say, if you are capable of doing Bhakti Yoga, you do Bhakti Yoga. But if you are not capable of doing Bhakti Yoga, you do Sharanagati. So it is not because of inability that if I am able, I will do some process, maybe Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Nama Sankirtanam. Even Nama Sankirtanam is shown as a process to attain Bhagavan, especially in this Kali Yugam. Nama Sankirtanam is explained as the main, one of the main ways to attain Bhagavan. Still, all of these processes have some sort of our effort, our independence, that we are doing this. I am the one, I am the doer. So that thought process is there. Even in this, many people get confused. For example, Karma Yoga means people will think that some person who is very dedicated in his office, that person is Karma Yogi. And if some person is talking something we cannot understand, he will be named as Jnana Yogi. And then some people who is just singing and dancing, they'll be identified as Bhakti Yogi. But that is not Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga. As per Shastram, Karma Yoga means one has to have, first of all, Ashtanga Yoga. One should have Yama, Niyama, Pranayama, Pratyahara, all of that they should have. And first of all, even before that, one should have been born in Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya families. It is based on birth. One has to be born in the Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya family so that they qualify to get Upanayana Samskara at the right age. And then after that, they have to go through the Upanayana Samskara. Just because one is born in the Brahmana family, it doesn't mean that he is automatically a Brahmana. He has to go through the Upanayana Samskara. And then after Upanayana Samskara, he has to get Veda Adhyanam done. He has to do whatever Shaka he is belonging to, that Veda Adhyanam he has to do. And then he must inquire about the meanings of the Veda. And then he will also have to side by side know Ashtanga Yoga. So all of these has to line up. Once all of these line up, and then he has to willingly accept that he is doing Karma Yoga and he is trying to reach Bhagavan through Karma Yoga. It is not just because I am born in a Brahmana family, because I am doing some Nitya Karmanushtana, I am a Karma Yogi. I don't become like that. I have to do a Sankalpa. I am going to do Karma Yoga to attain Bhagavan. So I must know first of all that I am pursuing this means. Then I have to declare that I am pursuing this means to attain Bhagavan. So there is a lot of process. So first Karma Yoga itself is this much involved. And then Jnana Yoga is next step. First one has to do all the karma properly for many births. Then once sins will reduce, a lot of the sins will reduce, then there will be clear thinking. Mind will become very fresh and intelligent. And then he can pursue Jnana Yoga where he has self-control and he can sit for long sessions, 2 days, 3 days, 1 week of Dhyanam. So then Jnana Yoga occurs for a person. After having this, then one will become a Bhakti Yogi after a long period, because by now he would have crossed many births. It is not a one birth thing. By now he would have crossed many births, and then he will get the situation where the Tailadhara Avichinna Santana Smriti is there. So this continuous connection between Bhagavan and Jivatma is there for a long time. Then only one becomes situated in Bhakti Yoga. So once one becomes situated in Bhakti Yoga, then after that one has to acquire Parabhakti, Parajnanam, Paramabhakti. So these stages also have to come. So being situated in Bhakti Yoga, that will take many births. Once they come to that stage, that is the beginning of Parabhakti. And then from there Parajnanam has to come. And then Paramabhakti has to come. This Parabhakti, Parajnana, Paramabhakti are the different stages where it is related to Jnana, Darshana, Prapti. Parabhakti means Jnanam. That is, I am totally dependent on Bhagavan. I will be happy if I am with Bhagavan, and I will be sad if I am separated from Bhagavan. So that stage, having that clear understanding and practically doing that, is stage of Parabhakti. That is the beginning of one's journey towards ultimate goal. So that Parabhakti one will acquire that only when they reach the stage of Bhakti Yoga, practicing Bhakti Yoga. Then only that Parabhakti stage will come. And then next stage is Darshana. Darshana means one has to visually see Bhagavan, even though Bhagavan is not present here. If he is in the stage of Parajnana, which is Darshana state, he will see Bhagavan visually in his internal eye, and he will be able to feel Bhagavan's presence fully. And then one reaches the stage of Paramabhakti, which is the Prapti stage. Prapti stage is attainment. So just before attainment. So this stage is when he cannot live anymore, even for a moment, without being with Bhagavan. That is the stage of Paramabhakti. When that stage occurs, that is when one ascends to Paramapada. So this is the process of Bhakti Yoga. This process is same for Sharanagati also. But in the case of Sharanagati, Bhagavan makes that happen for us. Instead of our efforts taking us through these stages, Bhagavan makes these stages happen for us step by step. So all of these upayams, whether it is Nama Sankirtana, so even Nama Sankirtana, some people just do continuously Nama Sankirtana. And with that, they try to reach Bhagavan. There also, there is scope for attaining Bhagavan. And the speciality of Nama Sankirtana is, it can be an achiever of the goal in one birth. Unlike Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, which takes us through multiple births, Nama Sankirtana is special that it is able to do it in same birth itself. If one is sincerely doing the Nama Sankirtana without any deviation, without any without losing focus, then one may attain Bhagavan in the same birth itself. So that is special. That is why Nama Sankirtanam is very, very special in that case. And then there is Avatar Rahasya Jnanam, knowing completely about Bhagavan. Janma Karma Kame Divyam Yavam Bhavati Tatvataha. Bhagavan says in Bhagavad Gita. So all of these upayas are there. And then there is Sharanagati, finally. And in Shastram, there is emphasis on Bhakti Yogam and Sharanagati. Because as Vedanta, in Vedanta viewpoint, Bhakti Yoga and Sharanagati are the most um, ultimate means to attain Bhagavan. So when we compare Bhakti Yoga and Sharanagati, finally, in that comparison, the main difference will be whether there is the tinge of self-effort or not. That is the ultimate difference. Everything else is there. There are different advantages. That is, Bhakti Yoga will get us to the moksham only at the end of many births. Bhakti Yoga is difficult to do. We have to constantly be doing the bhajan, our sadhana continuously. And then in this manner, there are many, many aspects. But then Sharanagati, on the other hand, is just one fraction of moment thought process. It is just admitting, accepting that we are totally dependent on Bhagavan and I have nothing in my hands to reach Bhagavan. That clicking, it has to happen in our mind. It has to strike in our mind. Once that strikes, then we have nothing else to do because we have totally placed our burden on Bhagavan's lotus feet. Sarvadharman Parityaja Mamekam Sharanam Raja, he says. So when we are completely surrendered to Bhagavan, there is nothing in us to do. So what do we do now? After Sharanagati, whatever we do, that becomes Kaikarya. So nothing is going to help us attain Bhagavan because already Bhagavan is helping us attaining Him. So there is no additional push required. Now we just have to behave like a Sharanagata. How will the Sharanagata act? How will the Sharanagata remain in this world? Will he go to dance club daily? No, then that is not a Sharanagata. Will he go to a materialistic place and be greedy and try to make as much as money possible? No, that is not the nature of Sharanagata. So Sharanagata means one who is totally surrendered, totally dependent on Bhagavan. So he will just glorify Bhagavan. He will do what is pleasing for Bhagavan, what is ultimately giving happiness for Bhagavan. So whatever we do as Sharanagata, as a Prapanna, that is all Kaikaryam. So when we say it is Kaikaryam, we cannot just do anything. We have to do what is pleasing for Bhagavan only. So we will also do whatever Bhakti Yoga person does. He is Bhakti Yoga person is also going to do wake up early in the morning, do some puja, sing some pasurams and or bhajans or whatever, and then do some seva, read some granthams, and do whatever needs to be taken care for Bhagavan. So he is also going to do the same thing. We are also going to Sharanagatas are also going to do the same thing. But the only thing is for the Bhakti Yoga Nishta, if he fails in any of his steps, then there is a block in his process. But Sharanagata, there is no such block. Even if you fail, Bhagavan is going to be thinking, oh, he has already surrendered unto me. But he is doing some small mistakes. Let us somehow pull him up. Let us send some satsangam for him. Let us send some good thoughts for him. So Bhagavan will be very merciful and compassionate because this person has placed all the burden on Bhagavan instead of keeping everything in his hands. I am going to do Bhakti Yoga and I am going to attain Bhagavan. So that ego, that prideful thinking is totally missing. So in some case, even Sadhana Bhakti, Sadhya Bhakti, there are two Bhaktis, Sadhana Bhakti and Sadhya Bhakti. Sadhana Bhakti is Bhakti Yoga, where one pursues Bhakti Yoga as upaya. Then Sadhya Bhakti is there. Some people just do Bhakti for the sake of Bhakti. They say, I don't want anything from Bhagavan, I just want to do Bhakti. So that Sadhya Bhakti is somewhat similar to Sharanagati. Still, it is not completely Sharanagati because they are focused on bhajan and Bhakti only. Total surrender may not be there, but it is somewhat similar. Our Puracharyas have shown that Sadhya Bhakti and Sharanagati are somewhat similar. But still, Sharanagati is considered as the best because there is no tinge of self effort. We think that we are totally, completely surrendered to Bhagavan and we don't depend on our own strength to attain Bhagavan. And whatever we do after our surrender, everything is Kainkariam, and that Kainkariam has to be done based on the guidance of Shastram and Acharya. So we have to have acharyas who are guiding us, who will tell us when we go wrong, when we go in the wrong way, and correct us. So we have to be open. As a Sharanagata, we have to be open for correction. Whenever somebody says, okay, no, you are not doing this as per our sampradaya, because there are so many things available in this world. Many people may have good intentions also. They may have devotion also. But if we are belonging to Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya, then we have to see what our Purvacharyas have said, what our Acharyas have said, not what my grandfather told, what my neighbor told, what my uncle told. Those things have to be discarded for Sri Vaishnavas. We have to see what our Purvacharyas have said and whether the current Acharyas, if they are also saying what the Purvacharyas said, then we accept that. If the Purvacharyas words are contradicting with current Acharyas words, then we ignore current Acharyas words. We have to apply our intelligence there. If it is for some good reason, then we have to discuss with the Acharya and say, we can request him why you are deviating from Purvacharya's instructions if we have all that opportunity. Otherwise, you have to get counsel from good Acharyas, good mentors, and take proper decisions. So, as a Sharanagata, we have to stick to our Purvacharya's instructions clearly and live our life accordingly without any consideration that I am doing something which will please Bhagavan and he will give me moksha, eternal. Again, moksha also eternal kankari. We are going to see that in prayojanam. But our thought process, we should never think that because I am very austere, because I am very proper in following the sampradayam, Bhagavan is going to give me moksha. That thought also should not come. It is not because of our actions he is giving moksha. It is because of his will he has chosen us. He has given us this opportunity to walk in his path. So it is not our choice, it is his choice. He has given this opportunity for us. We have to just make use of that opportunity and walk that path without deviating so that he will be satisfied that, okay, I have done the right decision. We should not make him worry. Oh, did I do something wrong? Did I give the opportunity to the wrong person? So he should not worry like that. So we should make sure that just like Bhagavan says Master to us, don't worry. We also should say Master to him. Don't worry, I will not deviate from your words. We will remain as per your orders, as per Purvacharya's orders. So that is upAyAnthara. So we should avoid upAyAntharas, other upayams completely. We should not engage in anything which says, that is what our Purvacharyas will say. If somebody comes and tells that if you take this small darba grass and cut it and do something very, very small, just place it here, recite one mantra, it will give you something great. Then we'll say, no, no, I won't do it. Just a small thing. If it is going to give something because you are doing this, then we will not do. But if we say that you have to move this mountain for Bhagavan's Kankariam, then we should be able to do it. We should sweat, we should uh, do whatever it takes, work so hard. But if it is something where people say, if you do this, we'll get this, then we should not move our finger also in that case. So that is what that upAyAnthara Nishta. We should avoid totally all upayams, whatever it is, even for our Deha Rakshana. We should not do anything special other than whatever we have to do for our daily routine. Oftentimes we also say, for example, we go to Tirtha, Kshetrams. If somebody says if you do dip in this pond or in this nadi, it will be very good for you. Then we should not do. But every day morning we can go and take a dip as part of our nitya karma. We should not say, okay, somebody has told me I should not take a dip in Ganga, Yamuna, or Kaveri. Uh, so I will not dip. I will just take bath in the bathroom. That is not happening. We have to do nadi snanam only. That is ideal. So whenever there is an opportunity, For Nitya Karmanushtana, we should do. But if it is something which will give extra, then we should not do anything. That is why Tulasnanam, many things people do. We are going to do Tulasnanam in Kaveri. We are going to do this particular Tirtha Yatra for this particular benefit. So none of that is applicable for us. So we have to avoid upAyAnthara in all aspects. That is the second one. Finally, the third one, prayOjanAnthara. Prayojananthara means benefits other than real benefit. Prayojanam means eternal Kankaryam. That is the real Prayojanam for us. Nitya Kankaryam to Bhagavan in Paramapadam. That is the real Prayojanam for us. Anything else, all of those things we should completely avoid. If somebody says that, why don't you do this particular task? It will give you a lot of wealth. It will improve your health. It will give you children. If you are not married, you will get married. If you are not having money, you will get lot of money. So if anybody identifies any other prayojanam than Nitya Kankaryam, and they say, why don't you do this? You will get this. You can be very prosperous. You can be very happy. You can be very joyful. You can enjoy your life. If they say, we can say simply, no, I don't want. I only want Nitya Kankaryam. So whatever activities we do here, it should be considered as just an angam of our Nitya Kankaryam. We are not going to be able to do Nitya Kankaryam today. So when we are here in this Divedesham, when we are here in this samsara, wherever we are, whatever we do, it should be part of the Nitya Kankaryam. Nitya Kankaryam is what? To please Bhagavan. That's all. That is the only thing. We have to bring joy in his face. We have to, bring smile in his face. That smile should not be um, sarcastic laugh. Oh, what is he doing? Being calling himself as my devotee, but he is doing all kinds of nonsense. What a funny person he is. That kind of smile is not required. Real happy smile. That is the only expectation for us. So when we do something, it should bring smile to him. So we go and do Bhagavata Seva, serve acharyas, serve Bhagavatas. It will bring happiness to Bhagavan. More than serving him, serving Bhagavatas will bring happiness to Bhagavan. So even whenever we see Bhagavatas, we must feel happy. We may have our own shortcomings. We may not be all perfect. But whenever we see Bhagavatas, we should naturally have that joy. Oh, this is a very good day for me. I have seen. So that happiness should blossom in our heart. When that blossoms, then we can confirm that we are going in the right path. When we see somebody who is maybe, let's say we are upanyasaka, pravachanakarta, and we see another pravachana. At that time, oh, this person has come, he is competing with me. So then we don't have proper Vaishnavathara, SrIvaishNavas. We are doing some seva in some temple. At that time, we are going to take the kalash for Tirumanjanam. Another Kankaripura has come. He is going to take that. We should not think, oh, he has come as a competitor for me. He is my enemy. I want to do this Kankaryam and he is stopping that Kankaryam. Even in Kankaryam, I am not talking about worldly things. That and all we have to be uh, gone over by now. We should be past that stage. Once we are coming to Sri Vaishnava stage, we should not be hankering for, oh, he is taking my money, he is beating me up, he is doing this, he is doing that. We should not be in that mindset. Even in Kankaryam, we should not think that he is a competitor for me. Even when somebody comes, we should happily share that Kankaryam to others. And sometimes we may not get Kankaryam. We just see others doing Kankaryam. We should feel happy for that. Oh, I am not doing Kankaryam, but I am able to, I'm fortunate to see other person doing Kankaryam. So that mentality should be in there. So this prayojanam is bringing joy to Bhagavan's divine face. That is the only prayojanam. Everything else we should avoid. Prayojanantaram must be avoided. Whether it is our own health, our own wealth, whatever it is. It doesn't mean that we should starve and we should um, make ourselves suffer. We are not Bauddhas or Jainas who torment themselves to uh, get to a higher stage. We are not in that mindset. But we should not unnecessarily trouble ourselves. At the same time, we should not hanker for the body also. For example, we take prasadam. we are here for the last 2 3 days. We are here from the mandir. They are giving us prasadam. Whatever prasadam we are getting, we should happily consume that. We are happily consuming that. We don't see whether it is this prasadam or that prasadam. Oh, I want this prasadam more. This is something which is my favorite. I want this more. This is something I don't like. So keep that aside and throw it away. So in prasadam also, there should not be any bhogita buddhi. It should be only for dharana buddhi. We should consume prasadam for our sustenance so that we can do service properly. We can do our seva properly. And that mindset of Kainkariam should be foremost, very important. And this is in relation to prayojananthara. So in our sampradaya, both uh, approaching Bhagavan to get something materialistic, that is also to be avoided, and going through other upayams to attain Bhagavan, that should also be avoided. So we see often here Siyaram Upaya, Siyaram Upeya. That is something which is said here. Same concept. Sriman Narayana is the Upayam, Sriman Narayana is the Upayam. So Bhagavan is Upayam, Bhagavan is Upayam. So that concept, when we have that concept, then our hankering, our worries and all of that will gradually reduce. We will not worry about anything, even if we are suffering a little bit in worldly life, even if we are not getting what we deserve. Sometimes we may deserve something, somebody else may snatch it away. But those things will not bother us because our goal is very clear. Bhagavan is the goal, and we are not going to get anything by holding on to anyone else. Only holding on to Bhagavan is going to help us. So when that concept is very clear for us, our worries will naturally come down. Our distress, our mind will be very shanti, very peaceful. There will be no stress in our mind also. So our focus will flourish towards Bhagavan and Kainkariam and Bhagavad Kainkariam, Bhagavad Kainkariam, Acharya Kainkariam and all that. So dhEvathAnthara, upAyAnthara, prayOjanAnthara. All three must be completely avoided. Then only we can claim to be a SrIvaishnava. If we engage in any three of this, then we cannot even be called as a SrIvaishnava. Then only we can say I am this Kainkariya, that Kainkariya, this Acharya, that Acharya, this Archaka, that Archaka. All of that are next. First, we should have these three. dhEvathAnthara, we should not have these three. dhEvathAnthara, upAyAnthara and prayOjanAnthara. Then we can be following the footsteps of our Purvacharyas like Yamunacharya, Ramanujacharya, Varavaram Swami and all the Acharyas in our Sampradaya. I thought of sharing this with this wonderful Goshti. Alvar Emberamana GR Tirupati Ganesha, GR Tirupati Ganesha. Any questions?
There is not much difference in Bhakti Yogam and Sharanagati. In Bhakti Yogam,
Lot of difference are there. Lot of difference.
In steps, like you have said that in Bhakti Yogam, Jivatma do climb the step by themselves. In Sharanagati, Bhagwan take that responsibility. How do Bhagwan take that responsibility? As in the Bhakti Yogam also we say all are having a second way to climb step by step, and also in the Sharanagati we have the same thing. Like that process seems to be same, but how this difference comes?
In case of Sharanagati, our declaration is like that. I am not doing anything. You are going to take all the responsibility. That is what Sharanagati is. First, our mindset. See, it's all um, Sharanagati can be done in three different ways. One is our Kaika Sharanagati. We offer Namaskaram, total Shahtangam, and say, you are my refuge. I don't have anybody else. We may not say it, but just by that Shahtang Pranamam, we declare to the other person that you are my refuge. And then there is Vachika Sharanagati. That is telling to that person, you are my refuge. I don't have anyone else. And then there is Manasika Sharanagati, which is accepting that Bhagavan is the refuge. I have nothing else in my hands. I have no other go. I don't have. It is Akinchanyam and Ananagatitvam. Akinchanyam means I don't have anything in my hands. Ananagatitvam means I don't have refuge. You are my only refuge. So This Manasika Sharanagati is having that uh, total surrender in the mind. So more than the Kaika and Vachika, Manasika Sharanagati is important here. So in our mind, we have to say, we have to declare that Bhagavan is taking that responsibility. So once we do that truly, then Bhagavan will take responsibility and he will guide us. Now he is not going to guide coming and sitting right next to us and telling that you do this, you do that, you do this. He is not going to do that. That is what he is being as the Antaryami. So he will show us the right path. Whenever there is confusion, he will guide us. And also the acharyas are there. By the mouth of the acharyas, he will instruct and he will guide us. So that is the only difference here. Bhakti Yogam, one need not have a acharya. There is no explicit requirement of an acharya as someone who totally takes care of our needs. But for the Sharanagati, because we are surrendering, and in our Sampradaya we are surrendering to the acharya, and we are also gaining Rahasya Grantha knowledge, Rahasyatraya knowledge through an acharya and taking guidance. So every step there is someone to guide us. So the difference here in Bhakti Yoga and Sharanagati is Bhakti Yoga also there will be some mentors. There will be somebody who is practicing it and looking at that person only we are coming into the Bhakti Yoga tradition and there also they will guide us. But here it is more explicit. We cannot act independently. In Bhakti Yoga, once we get the knowledge, we are on our motion, then it is like autopilot. We can do things on our own. But Sharanagati, it is not like that because our total dependence is always thought of meditated upon. So we always depend on the Acharya Upadesha and Purvacharya Upadesha and Bhagavan's help. So the difference is in the uh, process that we always feel helpless. We don't feel so confident and we don't feel that, oh, I have conquered the world now. Like that, we don't ever feel. We always feel that we are always lacking in something. That is why if you see our Purvacharyas, for example, Puresh Swami, Parashara Bhatta Swami, even Bhagavad Ramanuja, all of them, they manifest the total helplessness. In Gadyam, Sharanagati Gadyam, how Bhagavad Ramanuja says, um, Mano Vakayehi Anadikala. So he's declaring that he has done so many apacharams since time immemorial, since with his mouth, with his speech, with his mind, with his actions. So he's saying that I am in such a helpless state, you have to help me. So that dependence, total dependence, will always be well understood by Sharanagatas, and will be manifested all the time. Just like Kuresha Swami always shows Naichana Sandhanam, even though he is a great scholar, great Virakta, he has got no attachment whatsoever. Still, he will say that I am worse than a dog. I am still not qualified for anything. You are helping me out of your own grace only. I am not doing anything. And why are you helping me? I don't understand. So, in many ways, he is revealing his total dependence. That total dependence, that feeling will always be there and will always depend on the Bhagavatas and Acharyas in our Sampradaya. It's the main difference, but the activities will be similar only because any Vaishnava, any Bhagavata, they have to do certain things only. Whether it is uh, whichever sampradaya one may be, Vaishnava means if you go there, they will worship Bhagavan, whether it is in Srimad Narayana form, Rama form, Krishna form, Varaha form, Narasimha form. In all of those forms, we will do puja, we will do Naivedhyam, we will do some Bhogam Samarpanam for Bhagavan, we will take Prasadam, we will discuss about Bhagavan's Leelas, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, all of these are going to be same for all the Sampradayas, uh, all the Vaishnavas, irrespective of their philosophy. But the philosophy plays a role in our mindset, how we are thinking, whether we are accomplishing all of this on our own strength or based on Bhagavan and Acharya. So that is the difference in the mindset only.
One more question that you have said that we should also try to protect ourselves as we are surrendered to the Bhagwan only. But Sunny, as we are going somewhere or on the road on the way somewhere, if we see a bull coming to hit us, then we our body will automatically take action and bet on the different way or something else to protect
Yes.
ourselves. So how we can totally depend on Bhagwan in that case?
See, natural instincts, whatever our duties we have to do. When we say protection, it is something pampering and always hankering about it. Like for example, let's say one has some money. If one has some money, then one should be peaceful and just focus on conquering. Even after having some basic money which is required to take care of oneself, one should not hanker for money and get more and more and more and like that. On the other hand, not everyone will be like Param Virakta, like Kuresh Swami. He threw everything, whatever he had, he gave up everything and he came. If we can do that, it is nice. Be like Kuresh Swami, it is great. But not everybody will be able to do it. So we have to do what we have to uh, do to absolutely take care of our basic necessities. If somebody comes and tries to slap us, it doesn't mean that we should just stay there. That is not what is mentioned here. Again, even um, the whole Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna was going to abandon his duties. At that time, Krishna says, "No, no, you cannot do that. You have to do your dharma." Now you are confusing adharma with dharma. Now, what is dharma here? His dharma is to fight and protect the place from all the evil-minded Duryodhanadi. They are all evil-minded people. They are not properly following Shastram. So, dharma of Arjuna was to protect that region, that place, and establish the proper Shastra Vidhi. And he was going to abandon that. So, that is not what is decided by Bhagavan. Here, Bhagavan says you have to fight. That is your duty now. So, when something like a bull comes to attack us, we should not get hurt. And then now we put burden on somebody to take care of us. So, that is not what is explained here. So, whatever is that necessity, whatever is to be done by us, whatever is vidhi for us, whatever is ordained for us, we have to fulfill those. But we should not be too attached to the body. We have to understand the concepts as explained in the second chapter, Dehino Asminyata Dehe Kaumaram Yavanam Jara. All of those things we have to remember. This body is just a temporary place for us. It is like you get into a train and start decorating the compartment fully, and just for one night you do so much um, taking care of all of that. Then it is not worthwhile. Maybe if somebody has too much money, they don't know what to do with the money. They may do those things, and they don't have also real goal purpose. They do these kind of things. It is not that people are not doing millions of rupees, dollars, or whatever in wasting their money, wasting their effort. All of that, people are doing that. But our goal is to live this life with an urgency. We have very uh, limited period of time. It comes with an expiry date. We don't know just the expiry date when we don't know that. So we have to do our best for our sampradaya, for Bhagavan, for Bhagavatas in the given time. How best we can live and how best we can contribute to sampradaya. How best we can do service to Bhagavan. That is what we have to think. And for that we have to be there. No, when we exist only we can do Kaikarya. Just like in Tirupallandu, Adiyomodum Ninnodum Pirivinni Ayiram Pallandu. Periyalvar says. He's saying, I and you should remain together and I should do Mangala Shasanam for you. When asked, okay, Bhagavan should remain there, why should Vishnu Chitta Swami Periyalvar should remain? And then in the Vyakhyanam, in the commentary, it is explained that only if Vishnu Chitta Swami is there, somebody can do Mangalashasana. For that also somebody is needed. So we have to remain, so we can do Kankariam, Mangalashasanam, all of that. So we have to take care of our body to the extent where it is healthy, where it is proper. We don't want to catch and being able to do Kankariams. That is why we are not like Buddhas or Jainas who torment themselves. You do what is possible for us. When Kali was asked, Swamiji, why are you very lean? At that time, he said, I am able to do Kalakshepam, give Kalakshepam. I am able to do whatever little Kankariam in the Samedhi. I am able to do my Tiruvaradhanam for my Perumal. So this body is sufficient for all of that. So we will have to keep our body fit for Kankariam, not fit for wrestling or not fit for playing very heavy sports or anything. We have to fit our body for Kankariam. Whatever is required. If a person is a Sripadam Kandi, that is a person who carries Perumal, he has to be fit for that Kankariam. If a person is just doing Pushpa Kankariam, making garlands, he doesn't need shoulder strength. He just needs the ability to string flowers into a garland. So he should be fit for that. So whatever Kankariam we are going to do, for that we should be fit and uh, well capable. We'll conclude. I think 5 o'clock program is there. So it's almost 4:30. Sorry. Okay. Thank you all for coming. Adiyan Ramadas. Alvar Ebermana Jigal Jigal பல்லாண்டு பல்லாண்டு பல்லாயிரத்தாண்டு பல கோடி நூறாயிரம் நூறாண்டு தின்றோன் மணிவண்ணா உன் சேவடி செவிதிருக்காப்பு அடியோமோடு இன்னோடும் திருவெண்ணி 1000 பல்லாண்டு வடிவாயின் மலமார்ந்த வாழ்கின்ற மகையும் பல்லாண்டு வடிவார் சோதி வளத்துறையும் சிலர் ஆழியும் பல்லாண்டு படைப்போர் புக்கும் பாஞ்ச சமயம் பல்லாண்டு